This is a production of Darn TV.
Uh-oh.
This is a good one. I mean,
Better than your last choice.
I mean, game show music.
Yeah.
well, it's a brand new day. We're all fat and happy after Thanksgiving. It's a brand new day.
Yeah.
Brand new day on the Dirt Weekly, episode 40 coming at you.
5-10 pounds heavier. Nobody's getting cold this week.
That's because it's 40 out.
Oh. Well, working in the same direction.
Well, it's a Wednesday night.
Mm.
I tried to talk Smalls out of doing the show, and he said we should do one more.
Do one more?
We don't have an agenda. You come prepared as usual.
Yeah.
I come prepared.
Files of preparation.
Files, yeah. SIBO Motorsports rundown is pretty limited. Fear the rear. Texas Red Dome talk, hot sauce spicy topic, which could go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like this show goes anywhere no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody told me they listen to us and they just laugh because when Jordan and Brandon are involved, no matter who the guest is or who is sitting in the third chair, the show gets kind of long-winded.
Yeah.
See, we always blame
Yeah,
Craig.
well, I was going to say, the blame has been moved around. Yeah, this is kind of a process of elimination. It doesn't seem like it's gotten much shorter, so the guilt does seem to be in the room right now.
We had some racing going on in Arizona.
Yes.
Not very many North Dakota takers. I think only one.
Yeah.
Brock.
Yeah, the Brockster was down there.
That's the only thing we had for racing. He had some motor issues.
I was going to say, I tried to watch. I've never seen him.
He raced a stock car. That's all he raced.
Oh.
The Sport Mod ran into some motor issues on practice night, and they didn't. It broke 2 rocker studs, and then they replaced the studs, and then water still got into the oil, or antifreeze still got into the oil, so there was something bigger going on there. So he just parked it for the weekend and ran the stock car.
So round 2 is January then, or what?
Yeah, he'll go back down in January.
Both cars?
Yep, he already has the spare motor down there.
Oh.
He had one spare motor for both cars. He was just gonna, if the stock car broke, he was just gonna put the Sport Mod spare in there and just call it just race it or whatever. Well, now they're gonna bring down. My dad's gonna drive down and bring a stock car motor down, or another spare motor down, and then he has one in the trailer there already that he'll have to go down and change before Winter Nationals gets there, I guess.
So to be clear, they raced over the weekend, but then nothing will happen in December, and it'll refire again in January.
Yeah.
January.
2nd, I think.
Practice is January 2nd.
Yeah.
While they're practicing, I will be flying.
Well, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Because on my race team, you have to ride with in the truck.
Well,
You have to experience the entire, every inch of every mile of the trip.
the
so.
28 hours to get down there.
Is that in the green machine or something else?
Well, I'm taking the green machine in about 40 hours would be the love connection there. So
I don't think
a lot
you're
of
far off.
sightseeing.
I don't think you're far off.
For the record, the green machine has made it to Florida 5 times, 94 through 98.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Boy,
I
that's
was-
wanting to race.
I was barely alive.
Oh, goodness. It wasn't that long ago, was it? 10
Yeah.
years? Maybe 30.
Hey, we have 15 viewers out there. Throw
holy.
us some topics. Throw us
some
something
bones. Throw some bones.
in the chat we can talk about.
I know we all love to talk, but man, we're stumped tonight.
Before the show, we were talking about whether the banking is higher now or higher in the early 2000s or 90s.
Yeah.
You know, these are the discussions we have. As
Smallsy said he was looking at tapes from 04, and he thought maybe the track looked narrower and maybe not as banked. And I think that's a great idea to go back and watch some old films so we can actually remember with more accuracy, if you will, just how great the good old days were.
Yeah.
So, as compared to now, because like you say, you're
3
involved
classes,
in the track.
Yeah. 3
You're-
classes of cars, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was a big deal when we went from 2 to 3. I was like, hey, can the world take this? Now we do 5 often.
I think
so,
I think what the
things
night
have
I was
changed.
I think the night I was watching, I think the legends were there, but it was a special deal.
Ah.
They weren't there full time yet.
Uh-huh. And you were sharing it was an 04, so it was
04,
20
yep.
years ago
Yep.
already. That went fast again. So, yeah.
It seems to go fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We moved out of our office over here behind Qdoba, and we've been. I remember moving everything in. I still work for. It's called Select, still Power Fuels. Over here behind Qdoba, and we moved in during the flood. We moved everything up there kind of during the flood of
11.
Of 11.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that we're moving out of there.
That was a quick 12 too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so a little bit of track talk there, as we always try to improve our presentations on all fronts. I think that's a pretty interesting conversation you were having there, Smallsy, as far as, how much bank was in there. I know that when I was still involved, which have been in these years yet, we would work hard at trying to, if you will, cup the corners, kind of cereal bowl the corners, so that you could, because the top was so much longer around that you tried to give it more bank, and then we learned that you could also overdo that and make the top dominant. We see that, and that's a tedious balance that you guys are in the middle of now, because the hobbies and the stock cars, being a stock suspension car or momentous car, so they kind of hunt towards that big corner, if you will, where the sport mod and the modified have a Panhard bar J-bar program, and they can kind of make up things that the other two classes can't. So trying to make that ideal universal surface is truly a challenge. I do agree. You had shared that maybe flatter at the bottom of the corner, and does the guy do a string line bank going up? I think it needs to have a little bit of cup in it, but that's just what I think.
And the other thing that caught me was, and I was more of a, to me, it was almost more of a paper.
So here's 2009. Some stock cars, no hobby stocks in 2009.
Oh, geez, we're going to be in a fist fight here.
There's no 75 out there, I don't think. Not in this heat race.
It feels like it should be.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm probably getting ready.
What does the banking look like in this deal?
Whoa,
oh, boy, turned it around in front of
that's
everybody.
Katie. Oh, there's a radiator.
Man.
But, yeah,
Yowza.
see, how do you
judge looking at this? I mean, it looks like it's super wide.
It's wide, yeah.
It's
this would have been pre-new grandstand, pre-flood.
Yes. We always make reference to the blue on the commercial buildings.
But
so
you had people say they couldn't see it, but sitting in the stands you could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, standing in the bottom of the corner, yeah, you probably couldn't see it. Now you still can't see it now when you stand in the bottom of the corner. So
let me see if I can find something a little bit more recent. Or a little bit older. I have some old mod tour videos on here from the 90s.
Looks a little light, like maybe we're missing a class or something.
I'm not 100%
yeah, they're
sure
out there. It's mod tour night.
Oh, okay.
It might be.
Okay.
It is. No,
Yeah.
there is. It is because they're all out there.
Body cars are parked on the
Yeah,
inside.
I was not here that night. I was getting a motor rebuilt to
so
let you guys have it.
I picked
And
a good
I did
night.
when it came back.
I picked a good night then.
Yeah, well, not really. Let's go a month later. That's when I got my first feature win. So
Racers got quite the memory.
yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
Prove it again.
Only when you win, and that's only about 7 times in my career. So
I'm not sure what Bruce is talking about. 5 is too many, just in his opinion. I don't know if he's talking 5-hour drive or 5. Where were we at in this conversation? Because 3 minutes ago, we need to rewind 3 minutes ago and play back what we were talking about.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Jordan was talking. I should have been listening.
Remember 2009, but not 5 minutes ago.
Shane Cardinal wants to know any late model shows at NOTAC. No, we released the schedule last week. No late model shows in 2000.
No late model shows?
In 24.
I put in a little work last year trying to get something going there, and
Well, just to elaborate on that a little bit, it's not just as easy as just wanting to get them. You have to make them fit on the weekend that it fits for them, and that really narrows it down.
Williston pulled it off this year. They had a pretty good turnout in my eyes, but it was also at a time of not very many places racing in the state. So
yeah,
and it was the tail end of the season. So
right
with where we end up, it's pretty hard to compete. There's a lot of places for them guys to go, and I'm not going to try and have a late model show with 4 late models or 8 late models. If we're going to do it, let's have a good show.
Yeah, and again, just elaborate on that a little bit. You typically get involved with the NLRA
Yep.
out of Grand Forks, and they race on Friday night.
Yep.
So to try to get something, so then to get them to come west, they want to have at least a 2-night deal. So then we got to get somebody to do Saturday for Minot to get a Sunday, and that is, like you share, that is harder than it sounds to coordinate. Reflecting back a little bit farther, you guys had them at the top of August for a couple of years there for a while.
But that was with that
So-
series, and
Yep.
Donnie Shot's coming.
Yeah,
I mean
that's right.
that was another big deal.
Donnie
It
was an important sale there
yes.
too.
and
help the
and he
revenue
enjoyed
side.
doing it, but if his schedule don't really line up, no, we'd still do it if we could get, the sanctioning body to come over here, but it just doesn't line up, and I kind of got told, we're kind of out here in no man's land anymore with the late model thing, but I don't
Just
know.
to reflect from another track point of view, we in Underwood have been doing the late models.
Yep.
We've been doing it with SOTA sanction
Yep.
and not necessarily an NLRA event.
Right.
Although we get some of those drivers from that, but we have to do it on a Friday, Saturday, and that Friday's
Right.
tough. So we with SOTA sanction it, and we're content with what we're getting there, but it's just our one time a year there.
And,
for
and
that.
when Nodak did have them once a year, I mean, you had quite a few cars just around Minot. I mean, Wayne and Pfeiffer had,
yeah,
there was 2, and
Bryce Beck might have had
yeah,
one.
and Jim Harris,
Yeah.
those guys. So there was some stuff floating around here. Well, things
Mm-hmm.
have kind of changed too now. You're looking to the east. I know there's a couple guys in Williston that have them, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I mean, it's kind of hard to put something on the schedule because if you get 8 cars, the people on Facebook on Monday morning are gonna be ripping me. I rather just
Maybe on Sunday.
well,
Oh,
let's.
sometimes they just
Yeah.
rip you out of good fun.
Yeah, just make sure you're listening.
Oh, that's for fun. I forgot.
This
I
is
forgot.
going to be a pretty crude video,
Oh,
but we're going to show it. I'm going to put it up
come
here.
on, 75.
No, 2004.
Oh, I was not there. Oh, I was in the pit.
2004.
84.
No, 2004. I said.
Holy,
Either or, I was
Yeah.
there.
It's a crude.
not me.
There it
is. Oh.
So does it look any different? So you look at that. We'll keep it playing here, and I'll go to this one.
Some car count, huh? Well, looks pretty busy
Yeah.
to me.
We'll go to this
Hobby
one.
stocks. Oh, there's the beater mobile.
Yeah, way in the back.
Yeah, look at the scale on the inside.
Oh, I'm in
I
the
don't
wrong
know.
one. Does it look?
See, you can see the top of that building pretty good too.
You see the peak of that entrance there.
So you have 2009 is what we're on now. So you see him going by here. We'll switch over. Now you have 2004.
Jeez, that
What are you seeing anything different or
Looking kind of similar
Well,
to me.
the video was a lot
a
better.
lot better? The video camera quality
But
was a
yeah.
lot better. Yeah,
The
it's-
track looks, but here's the deal. I mean, between those 5 years, the place didn't change at all.
Yeah,
You know,
it didn't change a whole
Aaron
bunch.
Turnbull.
Yeah, Aaron
Turnbull
Turnbull
in
and
a
the-
hobby stock.
C21.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh.
The
Earthquake. Yeah.
Earthquake at
The
North
days
Dakota
bef-
State
yeah.
Fairgrounds.
the days before tripods. I don't know if they'd rather
Uh,
watch us or a video.
we
from-
were pretty tuned in there.
Let me. You guys. I don't know what to think on it. We got any?
Well, I'm excited that you're thinking about it. And again, going to video could be some reference to keep the conversation grounded. You know,
Terry.
sometimes the older we get, the faster we were and the better it was.
Yeah.
It might not have been.
Yeah.
So maybe not. So, what Terry got?
Terry Hovde said back in the 90s they shaved 2 feet off the top to stop the tremendous air and crashes. Tom Henderson would remember them years.
Like I say, they're trying to keep a bottom and a top competitive. Sometimes the top got too fast, and sometimes it wasn't fast enough. So, yeah, if 2 feet came off the top, it would tell me that it was just too dominant.
Right.
And And sometimes the modifieds make it look like that, even when the rest of the classes don't.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you can call that a track problem. Heck, it don't even surface until the last race. I don't know.
So both of them are pretty long videos.
People say it's the same for everybody.
I'm going to go into
So,
another browser and bring up this year. Do you think we can tell the difference? Well, it's going to be hard. Different angle, different grandstand.
Yeah. Let's see what it looks like. See if we got some grounding reference points. Camera's probably going to be significantly higher in the grandstand.
Yeah.
Jenny will be up on the bird's eye view.
Yeah, it's a different view altogether. That's the only problem.
And back to that late model thing, I do check the emails quite often, and somebody keeps emailing about 410 sprint cars at Nodak, and I'll be honest, I don't reply because I'm not the typing person here. So I'll just say it on here because this kind of the same thing. Where are we going to get these sprint cars at? I mean, I get it. I started watching Outlaws a lot this year. It's good racing, this and that, but where are you going to pull these cars from? And what night do you put them? You know,
You're going to draw from that NOSA bunch again.
Yeah, in
You're
hopes
going
you're going to
410.
draw from them. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
sometimes we put on shows and they didn't come.
Yeah.
So
and we've had some Motor Magics where it was
pretty
not the car-
skimpy.
not the car count that seemingly was going to be promised or hoped for.
What a difference. You guys, I don't even know if I want to show this. Like, I'm
Wow.
trying to find a racing part here.
Facebook was invented in 04, so.
So that tells you everything you need to know, or what?
Yep. That's why racing was so much better. We don't have Facebook memories to tell us.
So your
Bad nights. 'Cause mine shows up. And
So here's this year at Motor Magic. You're looking at the track. Look at the camera quality difference.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, so then you go to I don't even want to do this. We should probably skip that one right now. Okay, we'll go to we're on a commercial here. I better not go into that one. How did we end up on a commercial?
What? I didn't know we had commercials.
We're not giving that company any pub. We're getting out of that. So now you take, here's some stock cars from 2009. Can you?
the Waz. Tyler Tix.
Yeah.
Fetzer.
Tyler Dosh. Is that Dosh? Who's in the 19 in the
Yep.
back? Isn't that Dosh?
No, wasn't he 99?
99 in the back there, that white Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Golly. Names you haven't heard for a while.
So then we roll back to
84.
2004. You know, I don't know. I can't tell a difference. Can you? Other than camera quality, that's the biggest thing.
Tripods apparently work. Presentation's best friend.
Man, I don't know. Maybe it isn't much different. I don't know.
I don't know.
I liked the last night of Motor Magic, as I've shared. I thought the track moisture was on point, and
we got a caution
pretty
over
good-
here on this one.
pretty good race.
Skipped right through that.
That looks pretty wide, Smallsy. I mean, you were talking about
Yeah.
width earlier. That
I mean,
looks
that-
pretty
I mean,
wide.
There's nothing to sneeze about on that.
Yeah.
The old
shared
47's
that
running
it's
last.
8
Greg Headstrand right there. Yeah, the old
Yeah.
68 Greg Headstrand.
Yeah.
Man, 2004 is 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been right there and right behind the flag stand.
So the green machine's been around at least 20 years.
Yeah, it started life as a Pepsi delivery truck. It was blue and white with 2 frame rails sticking out the back. My dad made the box on the back and got painted green. And
My wife is back in 2004. It was still on her tripod because she was the one videoing most of it. Just people walking in the stands make the tripod move.
oh,
She's been dealing with you for 20 years?
Yes.
Foofda.
Oofta. I agree with you.
Mother Teresa awards there. Oh, shoot.
I don't know.
Randy Filsvold, Chad Stretchen.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe we just tune in and
Yeah, maybe we just
Yeah.
watch this. But the problem is we'll probably all be silent here, just tuned in.
lost in the memories.
Yeah.
You said that you watch these sometimes. You
I
go on
do,
YouTube and
yeah.
watch them. There's a
Well, what got me going was at
We're
Mom
gonna-
and Dad's.
we're
There
gonna
was a
switch this.
VHS tape of said Oskaloosa Wyatt rollover. I'm like, well, I was there, but let's just go back and watch it and see if I can remember it.
That was 20 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Oskaloosa was a big racetrack, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So I watched that, and then it led into a feature race at Nodak, and I watched that
It was
too.
all- it was all snipped and clipped together.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice.
we have some 2007. Do we want
Hmm.
to?
So as per the last show, did everybody survive Thanksgiving? It appears we're all back.
we're
but-
all back.
here,
Yeah.
huh?
Did
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Caught up
Yeah.
with family.
Yep, Tina's sister and husband had to get together, which they do, and all went well there. Snack plate was great. Pie table was nice. Food was pretty good too.
Well, right where you're sitting, is where we spent our Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
Right in the Worldwide Headquarters studio
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it took you a while to reconstruct it, so it
Man, I
had
got
been, it had been moved, and now it had to get moved back in.
Yeah, I got here a little late today. We're moving out of our office, as I said earlier, over there at the business office. So, an abbreviated show. We're going to try to make this short and sweet. We got to be done by
Mhm.
about 7:50 or so because we have a prior commitment that we got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
32 viewers still out there. Give us something to
Holy,
give us
yeah.
something to talk about because I mean, all we've been doing
It-
so far is playing races from the past.
I found a couple of cores over the weekend. Had to knock down some cores. That's a miserable job when they're rusty.
Yeah.
But with that said, you got any old 350s out of your 75 Chevy pickup laying around, I'll come and get it.
So I
Make
better
stock
keep
car
the
motor out
garage
of it.
locked up or what?
Yeah, I've been eyeballing Max's blue 350 out there. That's about ready to move to my house here. So I haven't asked, but they say don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. So I'm working on plan too. So it's kind of heavy.
He yeah, we gotta make a trip to Kansas. I don't know when I'm gonna go for you.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah, and I need that too. I need some heads moved around. Yeah, reading my
I don't-
mind that I forgot to ask.
I don't think we're gonna make it this before Christmas because my weekends are
don't say
filling.
that.
My weekends are filling up in a hurry.
Oh,
I don't know. After the last show, I got all ambitious too. Well, I shouldn't say. I started thinking. I think the old 75 is coming out this weekend. I'm gonna.
I was gonna say, did you get the ramp down and roll it out? I mean,
I think, but this weekend, I think we're gonna do something.
You gonna practice at Nodak or what? Open up the track for yourself?
I
Supposed to be in the
was-
40s.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the weatherman's been incredible. We had
Yeah.
a white Halloween, brown Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
and bring on the brown Christmas.
It's looking like
Call me
it.
what you gotta. I like it. So,
Yeah,
working with the shop door open today.
that's
And-
nice,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, and the heater did not kick on. So, with the sunshine and without the wind blowing in the garage, it was good. Knocked down
Somebody
another
asked
core.
any drivers, local drivers heading south. We talked about Brock and myself. There's got to be more.
It
Well,
looked like Sean
yeah.
had jumped in Jeff Taylor's car.
Yeah,
Sean
did
Strand,
some
so,
racing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we got some modified stuff. I know Stevens went down in the past. I don't know what his plans are this winter. He's asked me to go with, and I'd love to, but kids in
Is
sports.
Gabriel going?
I don't know if
I
they
think-
did. They
I-
leave their stuff down there. I'm guessing they did.
Yeah, I think they were headed
So
that
Tuchcher
way.
would be with him because Chris Tuchcher was rode down with him.
Chris Anderson's down there.
Ah.
Yeah, he's raced.
The Biellas.
Yep, the Bielas,
Johnsons. Henderson is going to drive one of the Johnson
Kelly will
cars.
hop in again.
Yeah,
So
there should be a pretty good contingent
yeah.
of
It'd
North
be-
Dakota guys.
I'm unprepared. Is the January thing, is it two different things, one at the top, one at the bottom, or is
no,
it
they're
same one all month
It's
long?
10 days or whatever. Is it
Well,
8 nights of racing?
in 10 days, or is it 12 days and 10?
I don't know.
something.
It starts on a
Ah.
Wednesday. Wednesday the 3rd is when racing starts. You race Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 4.
There we go. He
and
got
then
the
you're-
fingers out.
Yeah, I got the fingers. So this is how we roll with this. So then you take Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. But Tuesday there's a special event going at the track.
Yeah.
But it doesn't include hobby stocks as far as I know. I hope it doesn't because Brandon once again is going to be flying. So I'm coming home.
You're only 2 hours away at any given time.
I'm coming home because I have to work Monday, Tuesday. We don't have enough vacation days to begin the year, so I'm stuck working because they make us reset our whatever. Long story.
You talked about that.
But
Yeah. Use it or lose it.
yes,
You're going to lose them, it sounds like. Maybe.
so but the Johnsons, the Bielas. There's Jesse Long, I think, still has his stuff down there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's another one. Yeah.
Right. I did catch a little bit of he was down there too.
I'm
so,
not.
right.
I don't. There's always going to be surprises that come down there that show up
Right.
and you don't even realize it.
Maybe the Green Machine.
No, not the Green Machine. Maybe Adam, and if anything green showed up, it would be riding in somebody else's trailer. So there's been some invites, and I appreciate that. But well, Brandon, we started sports last night. We had that. So
Jordan's,
we are just now starting crazy season without race cars.
The Ned Rose Cardinals whooped up on Peyton, my daughters.
Oh, old Nedrell's got the win.
Whooped
huh?
up on Bishop Ryan Lions.
I was
last
at the real arena.
night. The real arena.
The real one,
Blades
yeah.
and sticks.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though the basketball game would have been closer to the house, but
Yeah. Well, you might have been able to hear us cheering.
yeah.
It was pretty exciting.
It was
Really a fast-paced game right out of the gate. Didn't know what we were going to have there. Nick didn't answer on the PSP, so we didn't have to
we didn't get thrown into duty.
show just how crazy a basketball game could be called. So maybe next time. The season's just starting.
He was
but
at the rink. He was at the rink.
was he?
Yeah,
They're
he was.
cool. They're
He was.
cool.
Well,
Cool kids place.
Yeah, there was 2 hockey games last night on PSP
Oh.
Network. The Minahai girls played it and they lost.
Oh, they must have been on the road somewhere then.
Oh.
Oh, I thought they both played in Minot.
Why
I
not
thought the girls
all
played at
season?
5 and the boys played at 7:30.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, and then that's why JV was on the middle rink.
Mm.
I didn't make it all the way to the Pepsi side until the varsity game because Kendra had practice. So
Oh,
now we got 3 rinks. I can't even keep track of what's going on there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to drive the Zam.
That'll be
that's
like the
all-
dome
yeah.
when all the tracks are
Yeah,
lined
geez.
up.
ooh, the challenge has been laid down by Steve Pfeiffer. I love this.
Oh.
Steven said, I'm not ready for Arizona yet, but
But
he'll make it happen if there's a 67 in the trailer.
Again, Stephen, you've invited me for years, and I just can't put it together. Seemingly, again, I got to go to basketball games. Stephen, I got to go to your basketball games. You got Slade and Aislinn playing, so.
Yeah.
Darn. Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. The Green Machine is not going to Arizona. That's in truck and trailer. Oh my.
Is one of them still race ready from where it was last year?
Well, we're putting a different tailpiece on it, but yeah. When that could be done by the weekend if it
So
needed
would
to
you
be,
notice? Would you notice if I brought over that blue block and set it in there, and your car went in the trailer and said, "Would you notice the switcheroo?" And I just laid a plane
well,
ticket there and said,
yeah.
"You're going to Arizona or what?"
Be careful, Tina might be listening. I can't,
we're talking.
I can't hear you.
We're talking 3 years
I
from
see-
now. You
I
can
see,
go.
I see nothing. Thank you, Stephen. Good to hear from you. So
Chris Anderson says he has room for you. He's heading back on Saturday.
Adam's got room too. I think Adam might. I think he's talking about going down. So.
Oh, is he talking now?
Well,
Because they were going to throw his car in a Brock's trailer and go.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's me talking and him listening, but
Oh.
so I'm not sure.
Last time I had a conversation with him, it didn't sound like he was going.
He wants to. I know he does.
It's race car drivers. It doesn't take long to decide.
Yeah.
If the car's somewhat ready, hey, we can finish it when we get there.
See,
Let's
the way
go.
you guys talk now is the way I talked in the 90s. So that's our gap. So that's why the Green Machine went to Florida for 5 years straight, because
Kind of like our Iowa trip. Like, how did
Yeah.
that even come about?
Yeah.
so,
We didn't even we weren't even gone 20 or 30 hours. And we made a trip to Iowa, raced, and came back all in 30 hours.
Yeah.
You and I and Lautenschlager and Peyton.
Yeah.
Missed 1%.
Yeah, 1%. And
The 1%er.
I think I got yelled at down there, and we came home.
see, your 20s is my 90s, so that's where we're at
that's
here,
where
so.
we're at, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still interested, but.
Well, I just dated myself earlier. You guys seen me on the track in 2004.
I was in the pits. That was a first full year.
That was
pitting.
both. In the pits, on the track. Heck, that was a halftime stretch for me. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I take
We're catching you.
I
Yeah,
take
you said 84. I was there then too.
Yeah.
I take
Wow.
a green flag next year. It's 26 years of racing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no joke, huh?
You're 14 behind him.
Yeah.
I think I'll be on your.
It's not a
16,
contest,
yeah.
but it looks like a contest.
Yeah.
So how long can you hang in there? Sad note, jumping again, we're all over the place. I get it. Sad note, Hall of Famer Don Mack passed away on Sunday.
Oh.
I'm going to stop there for a moment. Don Mack was big in North Dakota sprint car racing. He really was. It showed that he started in the early 60s, but I mean, he raced at the first World Outlaws race, got a third. And in his later years, of course, was still involved in promoting the World Outlaws events that came through Grand Forks. But man, he was I'm not good at history, but he got to be one of the first and most successful, barring Donnie at this point, but of his time to race successfully around here and also out of state. I mean, he was the real deal. He raced here in Minot. He won championships here, and he was real. He was really fast.
And speaking of Donnie, he got put in the
North Dakota Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Sports Hall of Fame,
Sports
right?
Hall of
Yeah.
Fame. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
He's certainly traveled the miles to earn that one, let alone the great results and the numerous championships. So
We can
Yep.
put Smalls on the fire here a little bit. You guys are talking about the World of Outlaws and stuff. Somebody wants to know, any chance we're going to get the World of Outlaws sprint cars back?
If Brandon can get her done, yeah. I passed this project on to him.
well, you got the Christmas past and Christmas present.
Yeah.
So-
I told Brandon he's got more time than me. Start looking into it, and he says, "I did." It's not that easy.
Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Austin Green, Travis Jensen, the effort is being put in. It's not technically a Nodak Speedway thing. It's not necessarily there's some, how do I put it in the nicest way possible? NOS being the title sponsor doesn't really affect it, but there's some certain limitations that they can do on the state fairgrounds because of the contracts that the state fairgrounds has.
But
Okay, but at the
But-
same time, it's not a
Yeah.
big enough hurdle that it can't be overcome.
We-
The issue being the crowd size. Everybody thinks that them crowds were so big for so many years. When they got down to the end there, our last year that we had the World of Outlaws, the crowd was barely big enough to pay the bills,
all right.
to pay the purse.
that ultimately is what always does it to it, is that it's not cost effective.
And I'll say this. I mean, the Outlaws then versus what they are now, I mean, I think they got a way better following again now than what was kind of at the end of.
and I think
So,
yeah.
but also, like, when you've just looked into it here not that long ago, what was it, 3 weeks ago we were digging?
working on
Yeah,
it.
we were
Where
kind
I
of.
would, yeah.
You can't even hardly find a number to really.
Well, you need a promoter. You need
Yeah,
somebody,
that's-
SLS Promotions, Larry Hillerud. He was my contact, my conduit. Well, he has since passed away.
Since past, yeah.
So I don't have a contact anymore. I went on the World of Outlaw website and I went through their public relations and I sent them an email, 0 response. I went to the next person in line that I found, 0 response. You know, it's
You're poking around. You're just not getting answers. I would just touch on
I
Don
think-
Mack. He was involved heavily, which I'm sure could have
Yep.
did some answering. And he's no longer available either. So
Donnie
yeah,
Donnie
maybe.
Schatz maybe our conduit. If
yeah,
Robbie can talk to Donnie, I mean
Right.
that's
I don't have Donnie's number.
Me
but,
neither.
I mean,
yeah.
usually when
Billy would have it.
Yeah.
I could get that
we go for
right
a
now. But
Donnie phone call, Robbie's the guy to
I
get
know
it done. But
somebody brings up World of Outlaws, and now it's the biggest talk point in our chat group here, or in our deal.
you never know
Everybody
where this
wants
is
the
going. It's
World
hard
of
to
Outlaws
prepare
back.
for.
well,
It's been tried and
Yeah.
tried every year, trying to fit them on the schedule. Right now, they come to the eastern side of the state. and I think they do a Friday, Saturday, or do they do a Friday? Yeah, I think it's a
Well,
Thursday,
and
Friday,
I-
or Friday, Saturday.
I think people forget that with what we got going on at Nodak we got a situation. We start in May and we're done first week of September, or
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with a 3-week break with a state fair. So it's a tight window for us to even get anything on schedule. Well, they got a tight window of where they're gonna. The Outlaws, they're all over.
There's only certain weekends that we fit in.
Right. And if we're nowhere near, you can't even go down the road.
Right.
You can't even.
I know this. I know we tried to have them in June at one time, but in August was kind of where they fell when I was still involved. So they would have the Knoxville Nationals and then head this way, and then they'd go up to Edmonton.
Which
I don't. Or Billings.
they don't
I
do
don't
that.
think they
They don't-
cross the border anymore after COVID.
So we're in no man's land now.
So now you'd almost have to figure out what that Grand Forks deal is on the second hit and try to be a part of that circle. As you shared the numbers, I'm sure are well over 100 a night, and they want 2 nights usually, Saturday and Sunday if they're going to do Friday in Grand Forks.
Get Brad Sweet's new series. We'll jump on that.
Yeah, what?
That's a Tuesday night. We gonna get a crowd?
That's the All-Star deal now, isn't it?
No.
Well, no, the All-Star thing is shut.
I think they bought that.
They
too.
bought so the high
Change
limit.
the name.
Yeah,
The high limit.
high
is
limit
that,
series.
Though? Bought it from Tony. It looked like.
Kyle and Brad bought it from Tony.
Yeah.
But that's on hold for a year. The All-Star Sprint Car Series, they put it on hold for a year, and the High Limit Series expanded their schedule.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Brad Sweet made a change from the Outlaws, and I think he's going full with the High Limit Series.
Ooh, kind of like the golf world. We're going to have a little bit of that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that just adds to the confusion and the profitability of a date.
Yep.
I
would
if
love
you got
to get
some of the hitters somewhere else. That doesn't help.
if we can
I
get
mean, if Underwood can get the high limits, then Nodak will follow suit. That's how I'm going to play this.
Oh,
We're going to put the
my.
pressure on somebody
oh,
else.
Man. Oh, man. I was using Grand Forks.
Oh.
Come on. So,
I mean, I get where everybody's coming from. I'm the one. I sit at home, watch this stuff too. Yeah.
yeah,
It'd be sweet to have. We have the facility. The fairgrounds has everything we need to do this.
Yep.
It's just we run a tight schedule on to
Yeah,
get everything
yeah,
lined
again,
up.
it's a great question, and certainly some people are they don't care what it takes in the background. They just want to see them, and
Right.
And it feels like we're given a long answer as to why we can't do it. But the fact that you guys are poking around and you hadn't received a reply to your questions yet, doesn't mean that you probably have completely quit. You're just still.
Well, the
you need to find Donnie. I think
The
that's
24
the message here.
schedule's already done. They've already released it, as far as I know.
I see.
So trying to slide into 2024 might not be an option, but
And that is one thing. I mean, if you're going to work on Outlaws, you better start working on
25 now.
right.
Yeah, you need
25 or even 26.
and just so everybody knows that the North Dakota State Fair, they want the World of Outlaws there. They're
Oh, yeah.
willing to work with them in any way capacity
Just had a conversation
to
with them.
get them there.
Yeah.
So it's not that the fair is a blocker. They're not at all. They want us there, and they're willing to make every exception possible to allow them to come in.
You're just working with a lot of groups to make one race happen, and trying to get everything lined up it takes time. I mean, to get the Outlaws here, what was the first year? 06, I think, roughly,
sounds
somewhere in
about right.
there. I mean,
Because we'd always
there
dreamed
was-
about it, and the dream
there-
did come true.
Right.
So.
but it took some work. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And
John always thought they would be best during the state fair.
Yeah.
Because that's when you've got your captive crowd. I mean, that's
Yep.
when you're going to make it happen. So, and he wanted to make it along the lines of Eldora's, Kings Royal $100,000 to win deal, things like that. Again, as a fair event, those numbers aren't impossible.
Right.
Stand alone by yourself on a second weekend in August.
Yeah.
So,
After the fair, when a lot of people,
yeah,
spend
maybe
their
they've had
money
all
for
they're
the-
going to have of summer
it's
entertainment.
one of them deals. Do you guys
Yeah.
like them tickets being like $40 a ticket? Because if you want, if you want a bigger purse to bring some bigger names, it might be $60, $70 a ticket. It's just
and
what
they
it is.
often are at those events. Yeah, we hear the buzz of the excitement of it, but we don't always hear the ticket price of it.
We
so.
should probably charge $40 just a Sunday night. We got a big name right over there.
I think there needs to be there needs to be a special ticket that just gets to hang out with Smalls, and it could be $50 a night. You get to put a headset on, and you get to be Smalls' a sidekick.
50. That's all I'm worth. This entertainment's only 50.
Yeah.
Jordan's he's ordering three
I'm
right now.
sensing with Smallsy, this is going to be a spin-off of a Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, in all the proper lights here. So
You just don't know
Play
what's
along
going to
with me.
happen on a Sunday.
You have
night.
no idea what's going to happen.
And you don't have to be there at 6 a.m. when I get there. No, it's pretty
Yeah.
quiet. But about 10 a.m. when people start showing up, that's you might want to get
I
there.
like to come down and give advice.
Yeah.
It's free and you're not asking for it. That's the problem, huh?
The best time you want to be around is when it's kind of raining or it might rain, and everybody's like, "Are we gonna race tonight?" Well, I don't know. Are we?
Oh my!
When it's
Yeah.
almost raining, or when
Yeah.
the forecast says rain, but you're standing out there on the track looking, there ain't no rain here right now. We're racing.
Yeah. Cancel it.
But
But
the
the sun
forecast-
shines at 4.
Yeah.
So, like clockwork.
You say going racing, it's raining at 6. Why didn't you cancel? Well,
because you didn't want me to.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't raining when we talked about this at 2. And I can't go no later than 2. 2's too late.
So is that how I'm paying for my points fund, huh?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll go $100 a ticket.
Yeah, $100 a ticket.
There you go.
Spend a night.
Spend an evening with Smalls.
Is this limited so we get some fighting on it? Or
You selling any yet?
All I got was a wow.
crickets?
Corey Williams says wow. He probably wouldn't pay it. Doesn't he
Oh,
work
yeah.
for the county with you?
Wow. He works?
Well,
Oh,
doesn't he?
Apparently, with you at the county.
No, he's Kenmare. He's the North Branch. I heard that branch don't work at all.
It's all Ward County.
He's in the gooseneck. We don't go up there much.
$100 and you buy the beer. You can't drink while you do this, so the
No,
beer is
no,
pointless.
Yeah. And it's Sunday night. You can only go so far before Monday shows up. It's not many hours away. Huh.
I got one for you here. Just wait.
Oof, that's
Here.
Eddie.
There you go. Look at that. Look at that green machine there.
Yeah,
The black machine.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be 1994. I'm going to say 4 going by that
So I
black.
went a little-
Should have had my Pokemon.
Wasn't there a
buff.
white and green one there? That wasn't you, was it? That
No,
was
no, I'm the
yep.
black one.
Hey,
right
look at
there.
Smalls painting the tires back then.
Yeah, you painted all
Oh,
them
I
white.
didn't do it. Darren did it, so I can't take credit.
Yeah, look
That
at
must be Marlin.
look how there's no banking here. Look how low it is here.
Can I say that word?
What?
I can't do that.
Oh, you can say it. Everybody says we didn't have dust back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Oh, the good old days in the 90s we didn't have dust.
There it is.
This high dollar video camera here tells us different.
This is what I love about video and my race pass. Were you really that fast? Let me see. No, you didn't win.
It
It says right here you got
that
DNF.
the whole My Race Pass thing. It's funny because the first thing when I see a car for sale and I might be interested in buying it, and I see who's selling it. The first thing I do is I type their name into My Race Pass. Let's see what their results
Yeah.
are.
He says it's really fast on Facebook. My race pass says different.
Says he didn't finish better than 10th
Yeah.
in 12 nights.
As Facebook says.
Jordan's
we're
getting
glad
nervous over there. Hey, he's
There was no cameras or Facebook when we growed up. So.
What'd you say? You got 400 feature wins?
Not quite. I'm in the 350, 60 zone, but
Yeah, well,
My race
we
pass-
can't look him up.
No. You can look at his career on My Race Pass when My Race Pass started.
Yeah.
I can share with you what Bill Martin sent me this spring on my IMCA stuff.
Is
That's
that
kind of fun?
Yeah. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Stats are
Yeah.
fun like that. People are tuning in now. If you're tuning in, we're watching 1994 Mod Tour. Jordan is looking up some stats. It's Chris Anderson again. He just keeps
Well, I was just kind of seeing if we lost our viewers or not yet.
Oh no, we're still rolling
A
along.
lot of white car. Holy.
What is all that?
That's from Bill
This-
Martin. So
He did his
That's-
homework.
this is in his words, not mine. So
Holy.
so I don't want to make anything up. You know, I'm-
45th all time.
45th.
Now, mind you, I haven't raced a mod for 10 years. So, just saying. The
What?
90s were pretty
Are,
good.
you're confused? He hasn't raced a mod for 10 years.
I-
Did that like?
don't tell me I was the reason you quit.
He started 10
I
years
didn't
ago.
say that, but if you want to go somewhere with this,
Well, we're here to
how
entertain.
much are these tickets for you on that night? I might be interested. $100? It could be the funnest 100 I've
Oh.
ever spent.
And you've had some good times.
Yeah.
Hairball Saturday
yeah.
night. Do you spend
Yeah.
$100 on that?
Oh, I wish I could get out of there for just 100.
Yeah.
Yes, let the record show. Hairball is this Saturday in Bismarck. Tina got us tickets the other night, so now we got a little twist in it this time for us because Macy, again, as I shared, is in wrestling. So wrestling is in Bismarck. So unlike some of our trips in the past, we got to leave early Saturday morning to go down and watch some wrestling before Hairball. I might have to be an adult this time around, if you know what I mean. Responsible and weird like that. So
Jeez, your name racks up with some big old names in the IMCA world.
overall track championships, 4th.
Yeah.
Overall modified championships, I think, was 4th. All time. A little couple of top 5s in there.
I
Again,
just don't.
Those aren't my words. Those are Bill Martin's. So
And, well, that's one thing I think IMCA does
Yeah.
very well. They keep track
Yeah.
of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Wasota. Can you even call Wasota and get some numbers from them or not?
I don't think we could find that there. We were poking around on that a little bit. I know I got a 6th one year overall on that, but
yeah.
and I almost don't even consider Wissota mod racing much of my career because I loved Dakota Modifieds in the 90s. Raced Wissota because we had that, or we could make that happen. But yeah,
Wouldn't it be God? My race pass is such a cool invention because it took
Yes.
it took the work off of us racetracks to try to track all this stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's instant and it clears up the bar talk
Yeah.
pretty quick. So
Well, you notice how fast Jordan had that up. Yeah.
it's all I got.
Yeah.
It's not my word, so it's important. So, I couldn't make it up.
Yeah.
Bill Martin did. So
Because you can't even like
So-
I don't know. I couldn't tell you how many features I won pre IMCA days
yeah.
in the 20s. I don't know that answer.
It. I was keeping track because I was making sponsorship programs and stuff like that. But even at that, I'll tell you that when I'd gotten my 100th IMCA win, I thought I was at 90. So at least in my defense, I was airing light.
Yeah.
I was airing the right way, and
But that's one thing
So-
Nodak's done, just think for whatever. I don't know how long the yearbook's been around, but I mean, that's a pretty good little history thing to keep us kind of in check on
Yep.
championships and
yeah,
runner-ups
It
and
is.
mid-season champs and past presidents. I mean, there's a lot of tracks that don't even have that.
you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
I mean-
yeah, that is handy because even on yourself, you got to go back and see what was
Well,
cooking back in the
the
good
la-
old days.
The
So.
last meeting, we were wondering who's on the board in 2010. Well, you just got to find a 2010 yearbook, and it'll tell you.
There they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How many IMCA
Yeah.
wins for Smalls and Brandon? I think we're gonna have to get a hold of IMCA for that, ain't we? I don't have a clue.
I
on
just-
me.
Bill will bring you up, and yeah, whether you're ready for it or not, it's just the truth.
I will say this. I just did this, and it's not very good in my world, but I started my racing career at a very weird time because I caught the tail end of the North Star hobby stock. So the hobby stock world, I didn't get to
Right.
like the Wilson. The first couple wins I got over there, they didn't register through IMCA.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah, you know, kind of like
Club ran
Right.
classes.
right.
Yeah, kind of like
And
Dakota
then-
Modifieds.
Right, and then you know, like my heyday in the Sportmon. Well, Will's mine had started him off, so I got a whole 6 whatever that 2012. I would have had 14 nights. We would have logged for IMCA, but like when Williston picked them up a couple times, I think I won both features they had. They were not logged IMCA. Got a trophy, so
Right.
stuff like that. Underwood, when they had them,
Club ran classes that got no
Well, it
right.
gets,
It was
no logged history.
right. So it kind of
it gets really muddy because even if you go my last 6 years since 2015,
you
I
haven't
haven't-
even raced.
I've done
Or-
some fall specials.
Right.
Well, what is every fall special?
Unsanctioned.
Non-sanctioned.
So,
So none of them register as an
So-
IMCA
right.
win.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's what I brought up too. Like when I started racing, we didn't have my race pass, but like Nodak, we used to get the little pocket schedules. Me being me, because I knew this day would come where I'd like to go back and see. I wrote down where I finished, what I started,
Important.
and that's how I kept track myself.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I can tell you can remember for a while, and you can.
you
but
can't. Yeah.
2007, Tina said we got to get this organized. I'm glad she did because actually we made a
Spreadsheet.
type of deal. But wow, because trying to remember that now, foggy. So,
I mean, like for my career,
so-
I'd say with everything, I'm just gonna go from 20 to 40 wins, probably somewhere in there.
you had that sport mod going pretty good there.
Yeah.
You were getting them
We-
done. So
Williston,
your hobby stock wasn't bad to you either. So
no, and then that's another thing. The best year we had rolling was 2011. Well, here we are. Nodak don't get to race.
yeah,
Yeah.
That flood year.
Rugby canceled because then they started getting water over Highway 2.
Yeah, you had to
and
go south of town to get to rugby.
Yeah, you couldn't even get there.
Couldn't get there.
Remember going to Estevan, Jordan? We were out on that back road.
Yeah, when you go up to Rock Percy,
Yeah,
because the bridge was
Oh, yeah.
dangerous. So
Yeah.
Eddie had to fix the bridge. You had to make
Yeah,
it DOT again. So
I think we got up
Mhm.
there, and then on the way home, it was follow you, and I'm the people with me. I'm like, this is sketchy down here. This is some different country.
it's some one-lane roads.
Yeah.
not 2 lanes.
Yeah,
one lane.
and it was dark and but yeah. So like my racing career, I don't know. It was kind of a wild card on. You caught the tail end of North Star Hobbies, the flood. It's not like now where, you can race 58 nights in a sport mod.
Yep. Yeah. How many
You
nights
know.
you want to race? You can race until you're blue in the face.
Like 2014, I think we raced. It was either 38 or 48 nights, and we had 15 or 18 just in Iowa.
Yeah.
To get I think it was 38 nights, and 18 of them were in Iowa.
So they're half of them.
But
Yeah.
Out of
and
state.
we've talked about that,
Third
like
of 'em.
2012 when, IMCA Hobbies, I think, came in 2006, 6 or 7 in Minot.
6.
6 in Minot.
Yeah.
And then they came a few years after in Williston and a few years
Yeah.
after in Estevan and that stuff. So you go to 2012.
The first year in Williston was 10 because 9, my
Yep.
rookie year, they were still North Star.
Yep. So 2012 is the year that I kind of remember I got back into racing because I took 2 years off because of kids and life and job and whatever. So I didn't take them off. I only raced some fall shows. I have never taken a full year off without racing.
Right.
But 2012 there was only like 23 or 24 sanctioned hobby stock IMCA hobby stocks race
Right.
in our area.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't even run for a national championship if you
No.
tried.
It's nothing like, yeah.
What a reflection, because at the time that this was doing what it was doing, it made sense, or it was whatever. But in reflection back, you're like, well, we need the other half of the year to have a
So in
fighting chance
yeah,
of
and
doing
in
well.
2012 we did some traveling south. Brock and I went to Iowa. We went and did some things. And
In 14, they did the Arizona
Yeah.
swing. And
yeah,
I mean,
and Texas.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I'm 33 years old, but it's like we've been racing forever.
Yep.
And it's crazy to think, that Brock went down and him and Seabass went down in 14.
Yeah.
6 hobby stocks or something goofy like
That's
that.
all they
wasn't
had
what
was
it
6.
wasn't. Racing wasn't even really invented down there.
The best part is Brock is still the all-time winningest hobby stock driver at Winter Nationals.
Right.
He won down there. He won all
all
6
of 'em.
shows,
Oh.
all
yeah.
6 of them. And in the first year they were sanctioned IMCA Hobby Stock, and
Yeah.
they only had 6 cars each night.
And he
But
won
on
them all.
the record book, he's still the winningest IMCA
But
Hobby
it had to
Stock.
start somewhere.
Yep.
You had to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I say, when it was happening, it all made sense. And
Yeah.
it was still attractive.
And-
when you look back on it, you're like, man, you guys missed it.
So
But you didn't miss it when you were doing it.
yeah, but now look at this. So 10 years ago, you had 6. What are they going to have this year? You know,
Oh,
I
man.
mean, look at so we want to say, you know,
Seemingly a lot.
we would like to sit here and say racing's going away or getting, I don't know. Sometimes you think it's dying, but really, is it? Now you got Arizona,
Yeah.
a place that a lot of people race, where in
Yeah, Arizona really barely kind of existed
yeah,
20 years ago.
and I wonder
not-
how did you even get onto that deal?
I'm not 100% sure. It had to
Because
do
it
with no, it had to do with the previous promoter.
I think
two-
IMCA was spreading west,
Yep,
southwest.
But the God,
More
I
so than
can't
it
remember
had
his
been.
name. Tom Dalen was down there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You know, he was down there. He was the flag man down there, I think, in 2013 or something. Or he was back and forth. Tom Dalen was involved, and we
Because Tom ran it for some seasons.
Yep, but the guy before him knew of us or knew us and reached out to Brock or something along them lines happened. I don't know how Brock came up with the plan to go down there, but they went to work and had all the cars ready in December right now.
Yeah.
All the cars were ready
And
right
left.
now, and they left.
I remember so we got the new car together, my new sport mod, and we met up with Brock. Did he go? I don't think we went to Beatrice. We met up with him at the Frostbuster.
And ended up at Salina.
Yeah,
It rained
no,
out
no,
or something.
no. That was the next year.
Oh,
Man, I tell people I was an idiot. We traveled all over the place. It was stupid. That was Dana Brandt was with. I think that was my first year in a mod. And first year in the mod, I started in February, went to Colorado and raced with Ryan Walla, and then we got back here.
You were going to Arizona. You stopped at I-76, I think, or something?
No,
like
I can't even remember. The track showed up. There was 5 mods, and I'm like, oh, okay. Go out there for hot laps, and I smoked the wall with a brand new car, and
that?
I'm like,
Yes, I remember this. You ate the wall.
Putta's
in hot
like,
laps.
really? I'm like, dude, it just turned hard right. I had like ripped the brake lines off, and Darren gets under there. He starts, and I'm like, we don't have brake lines, and there's nothing at this place. I'm like, because it was Putta's idea, and I'm just like, you drug us all the way. We go out there for the heat race, vice grips on the brake line, zip tied up. Hey, got second, 5 cars, but Eddie Bellick is the one that won it.
oh,
You know?
Yep.
And so it got rolling there, and then we came home for a couple weeks, right back to Nebraska for the
The best part
Frostbusters?
about these stories, come home for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
They
2
drove all the
weeks.
way home.
yeah, and then we were right back to Nebraska,
The good old days.
and then we came back, and I had it in my mind we're gonna run for this National Rookie of the Year, and I mean it started off that Colorado thing, yeah, whatever, but we went and qualified both nights in Nebraska, you know, and then the first thing I said when I drove that mod there, I said, these things are easy to drive. This might not be so bad. You know, they turn. So it went pretty good. We come back home.
Smallsy got the quickener after the hobby stock.
Yeah.
huh?
And then, this is a mod. So this was from the
No,
sport mod.
I'm still thinking sport. I'm sorry, yeah.
So we come back home, and then we do
Modified,
we go down and do the Frostbuster, and that went really good. That was the year Walla got that Rage. So we went to Oskaloosa. I'll never forget this. I think I got 7th or 6th, my race pass.
Look it up.
Maybe 2 spots after. Let's just cover top 10. Top 10. Here we go.
No
Top
matter
10.
what,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sticking
were
to
there.
it.
I come in and I told Darren. I said, "Man, we had to be the highest car in
From North Dakota.
from North Dakota to finish an A-mod." And he's like, "You weren't even close." And I'm like, "Whatever." So I get out of the car. He's like, "Walla won." I'm like, "What?" Oh, he won? You know, because at the time, Jason wasn't the guy to be known to win, you know.
What year did he win his national? 16?
17.
17. So this is
okay.
15.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
and he's pumped. We partied in the parking lot with him until the wee hours of the morning and just had a good old time, because I mean he was pumped.
That's
So
awesome.
we had a good, and then we move on. We raced that week, partied with Kenny Schrader. We both had victory cars at the time, so we parked by each other the rest of the week. I made every show but Motown. So I'm thinking, man, this thing's good. I call Ole up. I said, hey, can I just leave the stuff here? I think we're coming back next week. Sure. We leave the stuff in Iowa, and we drive all the way back home. I was home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Wednesday or Thursday. Darren and I, we drove all the way back to Iowa, race either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and came back home. And the IMCA paper came out, and Walla was leading Iowa state points. I was either 4th or 5th.
Right on.
And I'm like,
Two North Dakota boys,
Yeah.
top 5, huh?
we're not even to May yet, like this is going good.
You're
Get-
hooked.
Get back here in May, and it was AMOD just, we were terrible. And it was,
Is it
But-
is it the tracks that are different up here?
I don't know.
What
but
is it? Because I've always felt that way. Like when I travel, I'd go to Iowa and Boone and stuff, and I'd run competitive, and we'd go to Beatrice, I'd be competitive. I'd go to Hayes, Kansas, I won there, I'd be competitive. We come back to North Dakota, and it's like something happened. Like what?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened to me. I mean, it was
I can share
terrible.
personally, when you're on the phone, you're talking with Harris or whatever, and you want to try to get your car up to speed. And I would use this term. Well, our dirt up here must be different.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I go, yeah, because whatever you guys got going on down there does not work here.
Right.
Yeah. We
it's
must
weird
have
that
different
way.
dirt up here.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's dirt is dirt, but ours must be different because your setups are way different.
Hopefully
So-
Jake Bosch is still listening because this message came in a while ago. But what is your guys' opinion on why tracks/promoters are understanding how inflated the price of everything is going up, yet no one wants to raise purse money,
Wants to
or
raise.
nobody wants to raise purse money or put on bigger shows, multiple day shows, and compensate to help traveling or even nightly guys out. Jake, I'm going to jump on you right away, buddy.
You
Okay.
going first?
I'm going first.
Okay.
Jake, we have put on a 3-day show at Motor Magic that has been attended well by locals, but travelers have not attended well.
Big money.
Big money. Like you're talking money in the $1,200 to win each night in the mods, all the way down to $400 to win each night in the hobbies.
Let's not even beat around the bush. Tell them what Nodak spends in 3 days.
$65,000 in purse money over 3 days of Motor Magic.
That's
And
a
we have
hunk
numbers
of
to
money.
show that.
Yeah, it's a hunk of money.
Hunk of money.
Jake brings up a very fun dialogue question
Yes.
because
Yes.
his question is right.
Oh yeah,
His question
Yep.
is right. I mean, I feel like we're pouncing on him, and that's not fair because he wants to see these shows. And when we're in the boardroom, we're like, yeah. I mean, the Rough Riders. I was in the middle of that. That was $100,000 weekend.
yeah.
And it was not well attended. So the elephant in the room is big money scares away drivers. It's been proven time and time again. It sucks. So Jake wants to see that, and we
want to put it
we
on.
represent 3 different spots at the NODAC. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to represent John's at this table because that's me. But there was no lack of effort, and you just shared that Motor Magics have been no lack of effort.
We're-
I don't know what happens.
Motor
I don't
Magic
know what happens.
is Nodak Speedway is the only racetrack in the state that puts a 3-day,
Three
full
features,
full-
three full days.
Yeah, purse. There's not another place in the state that does it.
And,
There
when-
isn't.
and the weirdest part is,
I know it.
the weird part is you go later in the year and you get to the Jamestown Stampede. We are not ripping these shows in any way, shape.
No.
The Stampede in Jamestown is a 1-show, 2-day, 1 purse.
Yep.
You're pulling there. You're spending 2 nights in hotel, sometimes 3, depending on when you go
Yeah.
down.
You may want to be in line a day or 2 early
Okay.
because
Right.
some people are.
So you may spend 3. Same with the Mandan deal. They have the practice. Oktoberfest has practice on that Thursday, racing Friday and Saturday. 1 show, 1 purse, 2 days of expenses.
Yeah.
And the car counts for them shows
Better.
have proven to be
Yeah.
better than what our Motor Magic is.
Yep.
It's frustrating. It is, and we reflected on our Rough Rider, which was around Father's Day weekend, is that there was too much racing. If we could do it in North Dakota in March, which you can't because the weather isn't right, or we could do it in October, which the weather isn't right, because you just described the end of the season, and all of a sudden people are like, I ain't gonna race for 5 or 6 months.
This is our last chance.
No matter what, I know the format's not what I want. I know Motor Magic's a way better format, but I was screwing around. I wasn't paying attention. I missed it. So then all of a sudden they go after this Mandan Stampede deal.
Okay, and then here I'm going to call myself out on this deal. A guy that I do look at the purse. I do check the purse to see if it makes sense.
What start money?
Yep. That's how I race.
I'm a top 10 guy. I got to.
But I am
somewhere.
the guy that misses Motor Magic to go to the Super Nationals
And race for no money.
and race for no money.
No money. Yeah.
40
So-
bucks to be a non-qualifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
I went up
Wayne always
50.
wanted to
Oh, it's
frame those
50.
checks because they were so impressive.
Well, it's cash. It's cash.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry he was
But-
going to frame one from
but that's
Las Vegas, but yeah.
We are
deal.
racers. We're gonna go race
Yeah.
when we feel like
I
it,
think Jake brings up just a great question, and we go down different rabbit holes for the answer, but it
Trust me when I say, from a boardroom point of view, from a
This is why racing never ends when you're on the board, because you sit there and have discussion time after time about this stuff. Everything he said on there is what we try and solve all winter long.
yeah.
And guess what? Jordan didn't do it when he was on the board at
Yeah.
Nodak. You didn't do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
we don't. We
Well,
think we have the
we
answer.
think we're going to do it.
but we just we
And Jake's
can't.
question is great.
Right.
I like it. Again, I'll reflect from my world, and I'm sure it was before my world too. But at any rate, Rough Rider, $100,000 weekend. Okay.
I remember that.
Booster night, nothing.
Yeah.
42 cars. $100,000 Rough Rider, 36 cars.
Yeah.
yep.
36 cars. Now there was a registration there, but we had a C main that paid $2,000, and you took the money and qualified at the back of the B main. You didn't have to forfeit the money.
Yeah.
We couldn't have a C main. We did not have enough cars that paid guaranteed $2,000 to win. We did not run a C main at the Rough Rider because we did not have enough cars. You kept the money. The top 4 in the C main qualified at the back of the B main, kind of the alphabet deal that the Chili Bowl does. So we had that outrageous money. We didn't have enough cars to run a C main that had paid $2,000 to start, and you kept the money.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To win, but it was good all the way through. The top 4, I think fourth was probably still, I don't know, $1,000, $800, somewhere in there. Those 4 kept that money. That was in their pockets. They started at the B, and that probably paid at least $500 to start. So,
Yeah.
and we didn't get enough cars. We had 42 for booster night, free.
So
Jake's question is great, and we in different generations have tried to address this. As like, okay, what did the 2 guys before me forget? What did they leave out? We come to the conclusion is that you can't run when other people are running, and we kind of talked about the Stampede and even Oktoberfest. It's the last 2.
Yep.
Now I know this year at Motor Magic that Fargo was still running points. Their Friday night was still, I think, championship night.
We did end up getting
So-
some of them Fargo guys come Saturday, Sunday.
Come Saturday,
So-
Sunday. In years past,
Yeah.
we did have them for all
Right.
3. And the Super Nationals. I think Motor Magic is going to always play some backseatness to the Super
Right.
Nationals. So,
Well, like we were
And
talking
what-
before. I mean, I go mostly because of a parking spot I got.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
You're trying to preserve it. I
And-
did
yeah.
the same thing. I went 5 years longer than
Yeah.
than I had any practicality to because
Right.
I didn't want to lose my parking spot. I
Right.
finally
And-
said,
and
I've had enough.
when I'm going to
Yeah.
say that I was the brain behind what Motor Magic currently is because I was the
hey, no phones at the table.
Yeah.
I tried to create an event, or I wanted to create an event that would keep people home from Super Nationals. I didn't want people to go. I didn't want drivers to go to Super Nationals. I wanted them to stay in Minot to race it.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna address the situation then because we did that too. I mean John started that 3-day deal, and it was a way of giving back to the driver. Hopefully the majority that raced there all year long could come to a 3-day event, and most classes were, if you made all 3 features, you were bringing home close to $1,000
right.
just by starting. And I
Right.
think that format is still kind of there. what I was doing then, and you guys talked about when you were on top of traveling and all that there, I ran all 3 nights of Motor Magic, changed gears in the parking lot, ran home, took a shower, and headed.
Right.
So, I
Yep.
mean, I did all 3 nights, but I was a modified, so I didn't actually race till Wednesday. Now we want to be there the weekend before because of the
Prelude.
Oh, yeah.
preludes and
it's
the
just, it's
excuse
the
me,
Sturgis
and the
of
party and the
racing.
whatever. So that has drawn cars from Motor Magic.
Because you can actually start racing Friday in Marshalltown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Friday,
drive over
yeah.
and do the Saturday,
Saturday.
Sunday.
And it is a racing
Plus,
vacation. I
yeah.
mean, if you've never been to Super Nationals, you need to go. If you
Just go once.
Yeah,
Well,
at
you can go
least.
more than once,
Right.
but
It's something.
go once. It's like a NASCAR race. You got to go
if
once. To at
you
least say
think
you
you're a
did it.
race fan, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't race and you think you're a race fan, or if you're a racer and you think you are a racer,
Yeah.
you will change your mind by the end of the week.
Yeah. You can, like pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, you can have too much.
Yes.
The whole thing. So, I was 8. I remember it vividly.
And hey,
I'm
when did
60
you
in
have
two-
when,
2
when-
months, so-
When did you have too much Super Nationals?
Yeah. It was similar.
48.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I went 13 years, so
Yeah.
I think I went 13 times.
God, I remember
Maybe
that
14.
promo video they came out with, and you walked out of the corner.
Oh, the corn.
Out
Yeah,
of the
that was like my
corn.
second year.
That was
Yeah,
so
that was
cool.
still
I
in the
remember-
90s. So, yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
Yeah.
I was-
God, do you have the video somewhere?
I don't. You got to find that.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
It's got to be on my race pass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm on it.
Everything else is. Find that.
I was
Yeah.
there. I was there when you won that the
All-Star?
All Star.
Yeah, 2006.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was my second.
3-4 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's almost 20 years ago. so-
second time to the Super Nationals for me. 16
Yeah.
years
Here's
old.
Here's an interesting one. Maybe move
2006.
Motor Magic a week earlier.
Mm. Well,
Wow. Well,
especially with the TBD.
did they see our
It's
schedule?
Tom Henderson. I'm not sure if he's seen the release of the schedule or not.
Ah.
We,
Well, Tom ain't wrong. I mean, that's something to chew on. I'd like to see Esteban have their dirt wars then, but Tom's not wrong. I mean, Tom's been in the boardroom. Yeah,
He knows.
He knows these stories well. Yeah, we were in them together, so we're watching you guys do what we did. Why don't race car drivers come and race for money? I don't know. So it's weird.
So I mean, okay, we go down that
Mhm.
road. Nodak closes off the year with Motor. Well, you can't even call it Motor Magic then because we're not on Motor
Yeah.
Magic now. So
yeah,
Yeah.
With the other entities during that
Right.
weekend and it being Labor Day Monday, that might be almost impossible to switch.
and believe it or not, I
Mm.
mean, there's a Motor
Yeah.
Magic group where they have meetings to try and build that
Yeah,
or keep that weekend going.
yeah.
Which,
The drag racing and
Yeah.
Which don't let me
bending
forget
and
by the end of the show, we have to do a shout out to one guy on that group.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I mean that's how you get 3 nights in also. I mean
Right.
that
because you can make it a long weekend. You can,
you
and that
know,
Monday is for a day of rest. I hate when people say, "Well, can we schedule this on Monday, or can we do this
No.
on Monday, or can we this
Day
on
of
Monday?"
rest. It's the day you start tuning into Super Nationals.
Well,
I mean,
that's what-
it's,
You get up in the morning. We have such a tradition.
I know we used to do enduros on that day when,
Yep.
when
Right.
enduros were, but that was a 4-day of track crew.
When I'm when I'm not going to Super
Serious wear.
Nationals, if I'm not going down there,
You're watching it.
Monday is such a traditional. I get up and we make some big meal, and we have people come over,
Decompress.
and we sit down. And as soon as 2:00 in the afternoon comes on, we're watching Super Nationals, and we play our little game. Everybody has My Race Pass open, and we're betting dollars in the middle of the coffee table. You know, you can't pick the front row. You know, we're never pick smalls.
Yeah, I
fails
knew
you
that
every
was
time.
coming.
He fails you
Yeah.
every time.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
a
know.
heat race hero there.
I was gonna say
We
he,
get
he
to
won
the-
the $10,000 one in
Yeah.
Esteban this
Yeah.
year, so
My heat races in Boone were pretty good. We roll into feature time. What?
yeah.
Who's driving that thing?
Too many laps.
Yeah.
we can keep this down to 8 laps.
Just like my teachers say, he just can't focus the whole day.
8 laps, you only have to breathe twice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why they always say, you know, why is Darren so much better than you? He can race 25. I can't.
Well,
You
can,
give me a, you
he
give me
can
a,
race 20. He hasn't really pushed the 25 envelope a whole bunch yet.
Yeah?
He-
Yeah, that comes
he-
with the modified. Yeah.
He's dabbled
true.
in the mod a little bit, and he looked pretty good at Motor Magic 3 years ago already.
Right.
Yeah.
in the old GRT. He was.
Looking pretty good.
Well,
Healthy.
he got 5th. I got 6th. So I started 20th. He started,
5th.
yeah. So
But my race pass will
race.
tell us.
Ah,
Nope, 18th.
yeah.
Well, that's
I-
my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Isaac Sondrel brought up something.
Ah.
Does it bug you? You can't see it? Do you guys
Yeah,
want
yeah.
Well,
Can you
I know
tell?
we said that last week.
Yeah,
we're like,
Yeah.
but
But I can't read anyway, so we were just read it to us. Let's hear it.
Need a
Isaac
magnifying
Sondrel,
glass.
we talked about Don Mack earlier. You gave a shout out, or is he the best sprint car driver in North Dakota history?
Well,
Outside of Donnie?
outside of Donnie, he is
has
to
to
me.
be on the
He is
list.
to me. He's won the Little 500 at the Indianapolis more than once. He traveled. Him and Doug Hall were together. They're both Sprint Car Hall of Famers. Yeah, Don Mack was real, and that's me listening to my dad talk, which really doesn't talk like that. They had pictures up on Facebook, remembering him and stuff like that. He had Schatz Crossroad on the wings there on one of those pictures there. So, I mean, he raced here, so everybody that raced sprint cars here was certainly friends with him. But obviously, Danny was more than a friend. He was a sponsor also. So, and I don't know exactly the depth of that relationship between Max and Schatz's, but again, Schatz Crossroad was on the wings. So, I'm going to go on record that Don Mack could cover the decades up to Donnie.
Right.
I'm confident in that. As a shirt, he was at the first World Outlaws race. He said he got in third. I don't know who won or got second, but I mean,
I'm guessing
they were awesome. They won in Florida. They won everywhere. I mean,
I'm guessing Smalls is a lot like me. Don Mack, I've heard the name several times.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe knew Sonny Mack and Todd Mack from
Right.
the sprint car days.
Mm-hmm.
Them coming over.
Yeah.
And then there's a Casey Mack now that races over there. I
Yep.
believe. I don't know if he's a grandson or
related.
he's related
I
of
don't
some
know
sort.
exactly the.
But Don
route,
himself, I don't remember per se. The stories I hear and the things I read, and I had the opportunity to go to the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame down in Knoxville, and they had something there for him, and it was cool to read that
Really?
about him. To know that he left that impression that in the Sprint Car Hall of Fame there's a spot
on
for
a
him
national level.
on a national level.
Yes.
I would say he's one of the best drivers to come out of the state of North Dakota.
He's not going to have the championship, accolades that Donnie has. If you touched on any of those things, Corcoran had posted some stuff, and guys with North Dakota Photos had posted some stuff. But he had to do the family farm.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he could ever actually marry himself to the schedule.
Well, that's where
He had to come home and harvest.
that's where I just
And he
like to
did.
say, like
So
you see this stuff on Facebook a lot. Is Kyle Larson, Dale Earnhardt, this and that. Who's the best? Well, during their time, they're the best. Now, you put Kyle when Earnhardt was coming up, is he the best? I mean, that. How do you?
that's always the dialogue. I mean,
right.
because you have to keep it in its era. I mean,
Right.
I mean, if I could race today's car against my '90s competition, oh my God, that'd have been fun.
Right.
But we were all living it at the speed of life.
This is how I want.
So
You sit here and look. 1978, the World Outlaws. So when did Don Mack run him? Probably in.
his heydays would have been mid '60s through probably the mid '80s.
Okay.
Might be
So
wrong.
if he's headed to Knoxville, now think about this. He ain't driving no 4 to 6.7 just cruising down the road. This is a
Oh.
1980 4-door dually going, I mean, the Green Machine.
The Green Machine, yeah. Might
They-
be a day
they're-
cab.
They are built different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then you sit here and talk about how, his schedule didn't line up to run that Outlaw Tour. I couldn't imagine trying to do it.
And during the time, you couldn't wait.
Right.
You
Yeah,
just
you
couldn't
couldn't.
wait to do it. There was no obstacles too big because you were just driven.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, and you bring up a good point that I think it doesn't matter what sport we're talking about or
Right.
even whatever. drag racing or whatever, because it's what you were racing at that time against those people with what was available. Because, like I said, we have conversations now that we never had in the 90s, and I mean, but Hank was there, Eddie was there. I mean, Marley, everybody's there,
Right.
Yeah.
So they're just saying every dog has his day, and a couple people had their days, months, and years, if you will.
Right.
So, and Don Mack was one of those guys. I mean, he was great. Again, it wasn't something he could do the whole year. They said that he had a 3,000 acre farm there in the Red River Valley, and you got to stay alive. So,
Right.
and he did. And Isaac Farms, so I'm sure he parallels himself with that too. So, my dad certainly had nothing but the utmost of respect for him. Doug Groves locally, I think Doug was probably our best Minot driver. That's what I think. That's my opinion at this point. But Don was an early Donnie Schatz. So yeah.
Whenever you make it to the national level and you're in a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, it's
Yeah, you're there.
and Donnie's going to end up there.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
be real.
yeah,
He's going to
yeah.
end up there as well.
Over a 10-time champion. It's just a matter of when. So
Oh,
for
we're
sure.
getting a countdown from these guys now because I said we were going to be done at like
Ah.
7:50, and they got 9 minutes to shut down.
no.
Already?
They're giving us the 9-minute warning.
Well,
Yeah, it's
see, it goes fast.
You know,
Oh.
but back when you weren't on the show, Craig is going to rejoin us here in a few weeks. Craig,
I'm getting booted again.
well, we can. I got a fourth headset. We can slide
Yeah.
this over and get 4 people in here.
We'll make a 5-hour show.
Maybe if we just get good enough, we won't have to go to work. We'll just talk all day.
Smalls
Good
would,
night. No, it's good morning.
Smalls would call me on the day after his show, going, "Holy cow! What did you guys talk about? You guys went. He just jumped my." Whatever,
Whatever.
you know.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Do it for me.
And he'd go, "You guys just talk
That
about
was a
nothing.
check hit, check swing, not a strike.
You guys talk about nothing." And Jordan and I go, "Well, Jordan and I joke. It's a show about nothing."
Yeah, that's what I say. It's like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
And
Don't give them our secrets. We're still alive here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and now that you've partaken in
I
2
shouldn't
of
say
these,
that. I appreciate
and you-
people and liking it.
and
It's kinda
you
crazy.
you see how fast time can get away from you as you're talking.
Yeah,
All of a
reminiscing
sudden,
and
we
stuff.
look
It's
down
fun.
and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I told Brandon, you're going to have to put up a clock so we can in an agenda here. So
Well, keep
About 9
asking
minutes.
questions so we can keep going
Well,
here.
Keith Maddox says MJ23 will always be the GOAT.
yeah.
We're not talking about
Wow.
basketball around here.
Is that
Yeah.
football or golf?
Well,
What did he
yeah.
play? Because he's not the GOAT in NASCAR owning.
yeah. Well, he might be the GOAT sponsor.
There's
He
our
might-
dome.
I know.
And-
We
yeah,
had MJ23
jeez.
on that deal. Yeah.
Oh, well, I got some dome talk.
Oh,
when we-
Let's roll
we
into.
better smoke up
No,
there
we
quick.
got
Wait,
fear,
wait,
fear
got-
the rear.
got
here.
Well,
Texas Red.
I got to get Texas Red in here.
Yeah.
Well, is that the dome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just skip the fear of the rear.
Just,
Well,
Maybe
it's
not.
we're talking over their commercial. right now. Justin and Jeff, how about we get a new video if you have time? I'm not requesting one.
Let's have Snow laying on top of the stubble.
Yeah,
you
let's-
know, I'm
let's get-
kind of playing along with them there. We got to have spring corn, summer corn, harvest corn. We got to have snow over the stubble corn here pretty soon.
Okay, so fear of the rear. Fear of the rear. What's your fear of the rear? Fear of the rear.
I thought we were going to the dome. I was all
Yeah.
prepared for that.
Oh, let's go to the dome then. We don't have to go in order. SIBO Motorsports
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
sponsoring the rundown. You know, I didn't put the piece of paper here that I
Yeah.
can read, but they specialize in high-performance parts and chassis repair. Call SIBO Motorsports at 701-720-3889 today to get on the list to get your winter racing stuff done. That was all by memory.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, you've done it 40 times.
Yeah.
So.
And now the
Eventually
show
you'll
just
remember
started.
it,
So
so-
now the time starts.
Yeah.
Now we got 2 hours.
Oh, boy.
That was
Well,
pre-show.
Yeah, I have no next commitments, but you do. So, again, get in line with Ryan because I'm telling you, racing's alive and well.
It's
Yeah.
coming right around
We're
the corner.
working on stuff. So.
Yeah, I was threatened by
more
him
so than
already.
I believe.
We need to talk
Yeah.
about when this deck's going to get done because it's filling up fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, just put me at the end.
You don't want that.
That might be
Well,
June.
That'd be okay with me. I got things I should be doing.
Well, you're gonna miss me then.
Well,
So,
I got a tractor or something.
Okay, what's your
around.
dome talk? What do you
Wow.
have? Fear of the
What-
rear or dome?
Let's go with the dome because when we were driving around, I seen a building for sale and I'm like, I could be mini dome material. We need to
Where
start
was this
looking.
at?
mini dome material.
The
What'd you
old
see?
Nash Finch building. That's
Ooh.
pretty big.
Oh.
Yeah. I even pulled in the parking lot and stared.
Yeah.
I thought, here we go.
This is when you gotta take a
Yeah.
picture so you can.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a group text going. Dome
Yeah,
talks.
Nash Finch, boy, that'd be
Yeah,
sizable.
we might have to take a walk around. We might. Should I call Jeff Stremick, get it lined up? We don't have the money lined up, but we got ideas.
But we can Snapchat our way through there.
We need to know
Yeah.
if this pillar's gonna
Yeah.
be okay or not.
Yeah. Is it
How
high
many
enough?
different levels do they have in there? Because his forklifts have to move around and trucks get loaded and stuff. You know, is it a one-level building or not?
That's a good question.
I was in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't
Those are
made
the
it.
questions we need to answer.
Well, I just wanted to see if everybody's on the same page or going to look.
Yeah, I am. Count me in.
Yeah. All I know is we could have a wild event. You start opening them doors and shooting cars out where the trucks load. That
Up
could
against
be,
the loading dock. Yeah.
Well, there is. It just drops off when the trucks back up. You just open the door and start shooting cars out. You could have a whole new game.
Hot Wheels.
I take that little road next to it. I got to pay attention next time I'm on.
That's how I ended up with this because I was on that road.
That little road goes
Yeah.
by it.
Yeah.
I have to do a
There
drive-by
is-
on the way home.
There isn't much. There isn't much over there that could disturb our.
what we do want to do.
Right.
Ah.
I mean,
Again, those little outlaw go-karts,
yeah.
they do those in hockey rinks, so we know there's buildings around here to hold them. Again, I saw a little bit of Facebook clips on that. Oh, dang, those are fast. Whoa, I'm not sure that I got the courage to drive one.
You could probably wave the flags.
Yeah, I might want to be flagman on that. Yeah. They got to
But then
wheel in
you
and
got to be quick when they're coming at you there too.
yeah, they could come cartwheeling
Wow.
at you. Yeah, but
So, we got any
So dome
comments
talk,
about that?
little
Yeah.
No
mini dome
comment.
talk.
No comment on
interesting.
the dome talk yet.
I was really hoping somebody would give me some credit for
Yeah.
getting this thing moving.
Well, when
you
they
start with
I'm
a
going to give you
mini-
credit because you're thinking about it after the show, and that's important. And sometimes hard to do.
I was doing my homework for once.
You were. Yeah.
if
Take
he
that,
brought
teachers.
if he,
I'm starting to wish Jordan was my teacher from kindergarten to senior
Yeah.
year. I would have probably been.
Well, hey, if you want to do that, now KCJB.
Yep.
So
oh man,
Brandon after the game last night, he dings me over a little meeting in the middle, a little country music.
from 910.
Yeah.
I listened to it all the way
A
from
little meeting in
Nedrow
the middle,
School
you know?
to my house.
700 fence posts from my house to
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
So Brandon, so I give him a holy cow.
Yeah.
You're going to be a new man by Christmas. He didn't even reply.
He's nervous. He's nervous.
Yeah.
I
the
listened-
transition's in.
Yep.
Jenny, she Snapchats me tight fitting jeans.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's surrounded. He's surrounded.
There is
so-
only one radio station in the dome. 910.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna get wild after midnight, maybe a 1390.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. 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 After the last feature, we'll
Yeah.
1390 it to bedtime.
Yeah.
But so, yeah.
I've started my cruise around towns. That's what I have on is 910. Once I get out on the road, I switch to my talk radio or my 710 The Fan or something.
Oh my God, you are a full-rounded individual here. Man, there's
Quite
no
round.
stopping you now. No stopping you now. Yeah. You could.
So we're looking for a sponsorship for the mini dome.
For the mini dome.
Mini dome.
We should see what renting it would take just to kind of give us a trial
I'm
season.
pretty sure Jeff Stremick's the realtor. I could make a call tomorrow and
Ask what
Please.
rent would be.
yeah.
Just
Hey,
say we have no interest in buying it. We just want to walk through it.
Yeah, we
wanna do a walkthrough
We
and-
just need it for a month. Just need it.
Let's keep weighing. Let's keep weighing fluid on this. Now we might have to move a little dirt.
I don't know. Some people have
He
left.
found he found the dirt for the track there, so sometimes he's got projects need to have dirt moved and a place to put
we'll
it.
figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Dig that big hole out by your parents, that land that we have there. Dig that big hole and haul it up there.
We'll get the side dump from upstairs here, and
Yeah.
get the
Ooh,
show
look at us
started.
volunteering Old Brothers Construction for everything.
I didn't mention any names. I just nodded.
Hey, here's the problem. Well, I mean, this ain't gonna happen this winter, but they're all leaving. They'll all be gone for the winter. He's going upstairs.
Well, maybe we need to start on this tomorrow.
A few weeks from now, this house is going to be all to ourselves.
So so then we keep the racers here.
Yeah.
See,
Set up the appointment.
people wonder how we arrive at these decisions. It's
When I
it's
bring
easy.
the studio there, like, what is Stremick going to say? Like, we're doing a walkthrough of the building.
I didn't know you guys are serious. That's what he's going to say.
And we do
I didn't know you meant it.
We do the Dirt Weekly from there.
Yeah.
We could probably get that lined up. Yeah.
Little Christmas music, Christmas lights at the entrance. Yeah.
Hot sauce, spicy topic. I don't think Isaac right now this time of year. I don't have one.
What he's
Yeah, we
skip
zipped
this
across Fear of the Rear.
I don't have a fear of the rear. What's your fear of the rear?
You could probably pull one up from my past.
From your past.
Actual live video. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Pre my
you
race
could
pass.
probably even do one of those hot sauce topics.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah. What am I gonna
Fear
say?
of the rear.
I like talking about Don Mack. I'm gonna fear of the rear. We lost a great one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my fear of the rear.
I don't know what fear of the rear we got going on here, but
I see the yellow 47s out there.
here's a funny one. I click on this video here, and this is what I get.
Oh,
That's fear in the rear.
Jenny snuck one in. All hearts.
Oh, that's what a heart looks like. That's what everybody says I don't have.
Now I got too many of these clicked, and I can't get back to us. There we go. There we are.
Jeez,
Well, the hearts weren't looking bad. That's for sure. Whoa, here we are. We're back.
Hot sauce topic, basketball on his mind. Whose mind, Keith? Mine or Jordan's?
Basketball. Okay. Well, Brandon kind of snuck across that game last night, but nonetheless, you were kind of fast on that. So, but at any rate, basketball's alive and well. I don't know where Ryan heads next. Nedros heads to Mulhall on Friday.
We are Friday at the auditorium.
Friday at the auditorium. Okay. Yeah. So girls, high school basketball is alive and well. We are Class A now, so I don't.
And we are Class B. Bishop Ryan is Class B.
And that's what we want.
But you played each other?
Well, crosstown games.
What it is so Double A is now the big schools.
Right.
You know,
like
the
Minot Highs
and
and the Bismarcks and
So-
the Fargos.
Single A, they took the bigger schools from what used to be Class B. If you were over a certain,
Yep.
and then they took the
Attendance,
smaller
yeah.
schools from what used to be the Class A. So basically, they created a Double A.
Back to your meeting in the middle.
Right, and unfortunately, it's a real disadvantage. So basically, what they tried to accomplish with this could be a whole show in itself.
Oh, no, I get it. I'm going to put it in race car terms. They took the slower A-mod drivers and the faster sport mod guys and made one feature.
Right.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. A B main, but they call it the A main. I don't know. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
But the issue being, a school like Nedros doesn't have the enrollment to go up against a school like Devil's
Dickinson
Lake,
Trinity.
Wofford City. Well, Dickinson Trinity was always a Class B. And actually, Dickinson Trinity's enrollment,
We got Beulah and stuff like that.
Right.
And Beulah's been Class A, so I don't know. Yeah.
it's a tough deal.
We'll see what it does. I mean, I don't know. And but
It's a tough deal.
But I know the drive's going to be significantly longer.
Significant. Because you guys have a whole West region now, or western side of the state that you have to cover.
Right. Like Beulah, I mean, like Botno was our long journey. Well, that's just a warm start now. So, jumping around to the game last night, I know the number 2 player on your team there. She's down because she's got a tough knee, giving her troubles. She was able to come back and play late on, but is that something that she's going to get over? Or?
I guess I haven't heard. She had some issues with it last year. There was already a knee brace on it.
Yeah,
She
saw
felt
she
when I
started the
seen
night
her
with it.
when I seen her fall, she felt such a weird way.
The one girl was on the ground and she fell over the top of her. It
Yeah,
wasn't like a fall. It was like a weird off to the side roll over the top of her. So, yeah. But boy, she sure looked like she was in pain. It was good to see her come back, but I didn't know the severity of her injury.
Isaac, we have like 2 minutes. We got to get off here. But his spicy topic: if championship night is in June, can we do the championship presentation, trophy presentation before the fireworks on the 4th of July? I threw out the idea of doing the banquet on Friday at Motor Magic, Isaac. Didn't I? He doesn't like all these ideas getting thrown at him because he's the one that has to take them to the board.
They are
Well,
big. They
I
are
had
big
this-
ideas, and they are untraditional for sure. So
I have the same. I have
I'd
the
have to
same
chew on that a
idea,
little
but
bit.
this is all I'm gonna say, Isaac. It's winter. You're thinking like this, but when you win the championship, you're not gonna be there for your trophy because you're getting ready for the mod tour.
Because the mods don't race July
Right.
4th. Mods and stock cars.
So
Yeah.
we got to think ahead.
yeah, see, it's things
And,
like
and,
that.
and,
that
and the other thing is, we need you to come to the banquet.
Yes.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So when you win your first modified,
Well, maybe like the Hall of Fame, maybe we could have a little recognition.
right, yep.
Yeah, a little
Something.
recognition. Kind of the
But you're
the
not get-
hangover
Yeah,
afterwards.
you're not getting your trophy.
Yeah.
we can give you a cookie.
Yeah.
The trophies come out in October.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Smalls will get a box of cookies.
I think recognizing
I'll
them,
come
maybe a
down
little
there
bit
and
of
take a
interviewing
picture
would
with
be
you
cool.
for free. There you go. Isaac,
Now,
win this
mind you,
championship.
Smalls has been expensive all night.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
Yeah, yes, that's where I'm going. All you got to do is win a championship at Nodak. Get a free picture with me.
Oh man. Ooh,
Jordan's going for
yeah,
it.
Wow. I can feel it. It hurts. so uh-huh.
Oh, what do we
Yeah.
got rolling
Well,
here?
I'm glad people tuned in.
It was
We were almost going to not do the show, so
Right.
it got kind of weird and off on tangents. But it's nice to stay in touch and talk racing. Keep everybody paying attention. November's over.
and if you guys comment, we're done, huh? Or what are we doing?
Christmas music.
Oh, okay. If,
KCJB every fourth song.
if you guys want to keep the show rolling,
Give
start
us some topics.
for next week. I
Yeah.
mean, if we got something to talk about, we
Yeah.
always have something to talk about. But give us something.
If you don't like what we talk about, give us
Give us
some
something, yeah.
ideas. Because we will talk about something.
And it sounds like I won't be here next week. So
Well, you might.
Oh,
Oh.
there's more chairs.
Oh.
Oh, man. Well, I see 3 at least.
Yeah.
So we could
You-
really
you
get
know
this
what thi-
cooking.
You know what this reminds me? Your shop back in the day. You just did this without the cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Or John's.
yeah.
John,
Boy,
geez, that
John's.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad we didn't have at least a microphone. Yeah.
fly on
we
the
might have
wall.
broke the cameras, but the microphone would have been fun. For sure.
Oh, I know what we got going on here. I got YouTube playing. That's why the noise is all screwed up.
Oh. I like Christmas music. Man.
This one's called
Oh.
Lucky Day. So
I don't. What did we
I
start
think
with?
we left the strip joint.
Yeah.
That's probably okay. Again, microphones, not cameras.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So there is no fear of the rear, though. That's.
well, yeah, I
I'd
don't
like-
have a fear of the rear. I mean,
What-
that may have been you, I guess.
What is that kind of again? Explain.
Fear of the rear is just something to people that are doing something because they fear the rear. They extra.
Extra effort, extra preparation, maybe a little extra racing. Just a little over and
Going
above
from
the regular
you
Call of
literally have
Duty.
1 minute to come up with this because we got to shut this down.
I would say everybody going to Arizona. I
Yeah.
mean, that's-
Everybody's fearing the rear.
Yeah, they just they want to.
Yeah, they wanna up their summer game
What
by
do you
racing
do to
in the
fear the
winter.
rear? Don't. Never mind. That could have went bad in a hurry.
Yeah. I'll give a singular shout out to Brock. He feared the rear all by himself over the weekend, and he's working on learning new things about his car and some new rule stuff.
I might get
So-
the old bandsaw out and cut the rear clip off my car. That's what
That's
I'm
fearing the rear.
You sound like
You don't
Joey
even
Bar.
want the rear.
I don't want the rear. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to call Darren and say, what did I do? And then hopefully he comes over and puts it back together.
I got the tailpiece off mine. Apparently, looking at my back bumper, mine's in the way. so I need to find some forward giddy up here. So, the back bumper and the rear clip are tight. They should have this much gap. They're together. So, next Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll plan on next Wednesday. I'm gonna. What did I do here? I got into the wrong window.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Isaac,
Yeah.
you have some more to talk about. Travis, Jensen, Williston Basin Speedway elections coming up.
I was going to
Yeah.
talk about that.
soon.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're on Saturday.
Oh, general meeting in Estevan.
Estevan
tonight.
general
Last night would have been
Last night.
elections last night for
Last
this
night.
28th.
Yeah.
So
we
Didn't-
might have some
Didn't
stuff.
hear any fallout on that
we have
yet.
some stuff to talk about next week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
For
and also
Jordan-
plan our fall meetings.
yep. For Jorn, for Justin, show's over. Short show tonight. I know. I apologize. Everybody have a good Wednesday night. We're going to give you some time back tonight.
Thanks, guys. See you in a week.